Finding your deep personal why is the single most important thing you can do in your life because it becomes the driving force behind everything you do. It is not just a simple goal or a fleeting desire. Your why is the core reason that keeps you moving forward when life gets tough, when setbacks come, and when the world seems determined to knock you off course. Without a strong why, even the most disciplined person can falter because they are operating on habit or obligation rather than true burning purpose. Your why is what makes your actions meaningful, what gives direction to your hustle, and what transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Many people go through life without ever discovering their why, and that is why so many drift aimlessly, never reaching their full potential. They wake up, go to work, complete tasks, and go home feeling a sense of emptiness because their actions are not connected to something deeply personal, something that matters on a soul deep level. Your why is that connection, the reason your life has impact, the reason you matter to yourself and the world. Discovering your why requires self-reflection and honesty. You have to ask yourself the hard questions. What truly drives you? What are you willing to struggle for day in and day out? Even when no one is watching, even when it seems like the world is against you. Your why is often tied to a personal story, a challenge you've overcome, or a vision for the kind of life you want to create. It might come from pain you've experienced, loss you've endured, or obstacles you've faced that forced you to fight harder than you ever thought possible. When you identify this, you unlock a source of energy and determination that can carry you through anything. People who have a clear why often describe it as a fire burning inside, a relentless force that won't allow them to quit because their purpose is bigger than temporary discomfort, setbacks, or fear. Your why is bigger than any excuse you could make. It becomes the lens through which you see all challenges and opportunities, and it shapes every decision you make. Once you identify your why, it changes how you approach life. Decisions that once seemed difficult become easier because your why provides clarity. You begin to prioritize what aligns with your purpose and eliminate distractions that don't serve it. Your why acts as a compass, guiding you through uncertainty and giving you the resilience to endure hardship. It is what allows you to wake up early, stay disciplined, and keep pushing even when the results are not immediate. People without a why often give up too soon because they have nothing meaningful to cling to when the process gets hard. But when your why is clear, failure is temporary, setbacks are lessons, and challenges are opportunities to prove your commitment. It fuels persistence and grit because it's deeply personal and non-negotiable. Finding your why also inspires others. When you operate from a place of purpose, people can feel it. Your energy becomes magnetic. Others are drawn to your determination and clarity. Your why becomes a guiding example, showing that success is not just about talent or luck, but about having a reason so compelling that it can carry you through the hardest times. It is what separates people who make an impact from those who merely exist. And the beauty of a why is that it is unique to you. No one else can define it for you, and no one else can live it for you. It is your personal call to action, your internal motivator, and your ultimate guide to living a life that matters. If you have not yet discovered your why, make it a priority today. Dig deep, reflect on your experiences, and ask yourself what you are truly fighting for. Once you uncover it, embrace it fully. Let it guide your actions, inform your decisions, and ignite your passion. Your why is the cornerstone of your success, the fire that will carry you through adversity, and the reason you will leave a lasting impact on the world. When you find your why, you find the truest version of yourself, and everything else begins to fall into place. Embracing the struggle is one of the most powerful shifts you can make in your life because struggle is not the enemy. It is the proving ground where strength, resilience, and greatness are forged. Every person who has achieved something significant has faced obstacles, hardships, and moments of doubt. But what separates those who succeed from those who give up is their willingness to embrace the struggle rather than avoid it. Life is not designed to be easy, and anyone who tells you otherwise is giving you a lie that will only leave you unprepared. Struggle is a natural part of the journey toward growth and success. It tests your commitment, forces you to dig deeper than you ever thought possible, and ultimately transforms you into a stronger, wiser, and more capable person. Without struggle, you remain stagnant, comfortable, and limited by what you already know. But when you face your struggles head on, you unlock potential you didn't realize existed and develop qualities that no easy path could ever teach. The first step in embracing struggle is to change your mindset about it. Many people view struggle as something negative, a sign that life is unfair or that they are somehow failing. But struggle is not a punishment. It is a signal that you are pushing beyond your comfort zone, that you are attempting something meaningful, and that growth is happening even when it feels uncomfortable. Every challenge you encounter is an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to become better. When you accept this perspective, struggle stops being something to resist and starts being something to appreciate. It becomes evidence that you are alive, engaged, and moving toward your purpose. Embracing struggle also means being willing to work harder than anyone else, even when the rewards are not immediate. Most people quit when the road gets tough, But those who embrace struggle see the value in perseverance. They understand that every obstacle is a lesson, every failure is a stepping stone, and every difficult moment is shaping them into someone stronger. The process may be painful, exhausting, and even frustrating at times. But the person who endures the struggle gains something far more valuable than comfort. They gain mastery, resilience, and the confidence that comes from knowing they can handle whatever life throws at them. Struggle is the gym for your mind, body, and spirit. And each challenge you overcome builds your capacity to achieve more than you ever thought possible. Furthermore, embracing struggle teaches patience and humility. When things are easy, it is tempting to expect immediate results and instant gratification, but meaningful growth rarely happens overnight. By leaning into struggle, you learn that success is earned through consistent effort, persistence, and the willingness to endure discomfort. You develop the ability to delay gratification, to trust the process, and to stay committed even when it feels like nothing is happening. Struggle reminds you that there are no shortcuts worth taking when it comes to personal growth, and humbles you by showing you that life is bigger than your immediate desires. Struggle also strengthens your character. It teaches empathy, resilience, and determination. When you face difficulties, you develop a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. You learn what you are capable of, where your limits lie, and how to push past them. You discover strengths you never knew you had and build confidence that can never be taken away because it is rooted in real experience. Embracing struggle shapes not only what you achieve, but who you become in the process. The trials you face refine your character and prepare you for greater challenges and opportunities ahead. Ultimately, embracing struggle is about recognizing that discomfort is not a roadblock. It is a sign that you are moving forward. It is a sign that you are committed to growth, that you are stepping into your potential, and that you are willing to pay the price for success. Every moment of struggle carries a lesson, a hidden opportunity, and the chance to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. By embracing struggle, you stop running from life's challenges and start using them as fuel to propel yourself toward your goals. You stop seeing obstacles as threats and start seeing them as tools for transformation. Life will never be without struggle, but the way you approach it will define your future. If you lean into it, learn from it, and use it to grow, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Embracing struggle is not just a strategy. It is a mindset, a commitment, and a lifestyle that will carry you to levels of success and fulfillment that most people never even dream of. Taking ownership of your life is one of the most transformative decisions you can make because it shifts the power from external circumstances to your own hands. Too many people spend their lives blaming other circumstances or luck for where they are, and in doing so, they give away their power. They convince themselves that success is determined by the world around them, rather than by the choices they make and the actions they take. The truth is that no one owes you anything, and no one is responsible for your growth, your success, or your happiness except you. Taking ownership means accepting full responsibility for your life, your decisions, your failures, your successes, and everything in between. It is a mindset shift that separates those who live empowered, intentional lives from those who drift aimlessly through existence. When you take ownership, you stop making excuses. It is easy to point fingers and say, I can't do this because of my environment, my past, or the people around me. But excuses are a trap. They provide temporary comfort, but they steal long-term growth. Taking ownership requires honesty, courage, and accountability. It means looking in the mirror and saying, this is my life. These are my choices. I am responsible for the outcomes. Once you make this declaration, something remarkable happens. You reclaim control. You move from being a passive participant in life to being an active creator of your destiny. The power that was once handed to external forces is now within you, and that is where true freedom lies. Taking ownership also means understanding that failure is not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of your actions. When you stop blaming others, you see failures as opportunities to learn and grow. Each mistake, each setback becomes a tool to refine your strategy, improve your approach, and strengthen your resilience. People who refuse to take ownership often remain stuck, repeating the same patterns and blaming the world for their stagnation. But when you own your life, every challenge becomes a stepping stone, every failure a lesson, and every difficult situation a chance to prove your commitment to yourself. Ownership turns obstacles into opportunities and empowers you to take proactive steps rather than waiting for someone else to solve your problems. Taking ownership also transforms your relationships and interactions with others. When you operate from a place of accountability, people respect you more because you demonstrate integrity, reliability, and self-awareness. You no longer rely on others to validate your path or excuse your failures. Instead, you lead by example, showing that true empowerment comes from personal responsibility. This mindset creates trust, inspires collaboration, and attracts people who are equally committed to growth and excellence. Ownership is contagious. When you take full responsibility for your life, you inspire others to do the same. Additionally, taking ownership drives results because it aligns your actions with your goals. When you accept responsibility, You no longer wait for the perfect opportunity or the right timing. You create your own momentum, you make deliberate choices, and you take decisive action toward the life you want. You no longer let fear, procrastination, or uncertainty dictate your path. Every action is intentional, every decision is purposeful, and every step is in alignment with your vision. This clarity and focus are what separate those who dream from those who achieve. Ownership gives you the authority to shape your life and the courage to persist, even when the journey is difficult. Ultimately, taking ownership is about reclaiming your power. It is about refusing to be a victim of circumstance and deciding that your life will be the product of your choices, effort, and vision. It is a commitment to self-responsibility, resilience, and intentional living. When you take ownership, you stop waiting for permission, stop blaming the world, and start creating the life you deserve. This mindset is the foundation for success, fulfillment, and lasting impact, because nothing in life can truly control you except what you allow. By owning your life fully, you unlock potential that no external factor can ever take away, and set yourself on a path to achieve extraordinary results. Using pain and failure as motivation rather than excuses is one of the most powerful ways to transform your life, because these experiences are inevitable, and how you respond to them determines your trajectory. Every person encounters challenges, disappointments, and moments when life seems unfair. Pain and failure are part of the human experience, and they are unavoidable. What separates those who succeed from those who remain stagnant is not the absence of difficulties, but the ability to harness those difficulties as fuel. Pain can either break you or drive you, and failure can either stop you or teach you. The choice is always yours. When you make the conscious decision to use pain and failure as motivation, you take control of your story and turn what could be setbacks into stepping stones for growth, strength, and achievement. The first step in this process is shifting your mindset. Many people view pain as a signal to give up, to retreat, or to avoid further risk. They see failure as proof that they are not good enough or that success is beyond their reach. But this perspective is limiting and dangerous. Pain is not a punishment. It is a signal that something in your life needs attention, change, or action. Failure is not the end. It is a lesson that teaches you what doesn't work and points you toward what will. By reframing these experiences as opportunities for growth, you stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the architect of your own destiny. Pain and failure become tools, not obstacles, and each experience becomes a chance to build resilience, wisdom, and determination. Using pain and failure as motivation also requires embracing accountability. You have to look honestly at the situation, accept what happened, and ask yourself, how can I use this to get better? When you blame others or external circumstances, you give away the power that resides within you. Motivation born from ownership and self-reflection is far more potent than any temporary external encouragement. Every difficult moment can be transformed into fuel if you are willing to learn from it, adapt, and take action. Pain becomes a reminder of why you cannot quit, and failure becomes a map showing the path forward. Moreover, turning pain and failure into motivation builds mental toughness. Life is full of setbacks, and those who allow themselves to be defined by failure are often paralyzed by fear, hesitation, and doubt. But those who see these moments as opportunities gain an unstoppable mindset. They develop the courage to keep moving, the resilience to endure repeated challenges, and the determination to pursue their goals relentlessly. Pain teaches patience, humility, and persistence, while failure teaches strategy, creativity, and insight. When you combine the lessons from both, you cultivate a mindset that is unshakable, focused, and prepared for whatever obstacles come next. It is also important to understand that using pain and failure as motivation requires action. Reflection alone is not enough. You must channel the energy from these experiences into deliberate, consistent effort toward your goals. Each setback should propel you to work harder, smarter, and more strategically. Each painful moment should ignite a fire within you to rise above the circumstances and prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. Motivation that comes from adversity is powerful because it is rooted in personal experience, emotion, and determination. It cannot be taken away, dismissed, or replaced by temporary distractions. Finally, when you consistently use pain and failure as motivation, you transform not just your circumstances, but your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who perseveres, someone who grows stronger through adversity, and someone who refuses to be defeated by life's challenges. Pain and failure no longer define you, they refine you. They become part of your story, a story of resilience, courage, relentless pursuit of success. In the end, the choice is always yours. Pain and failure are unavoidable, but whether they break you or build you depends entirely on how you respond. By using them as motivation instead of excuses, you unlock the power within yourself to rise above any challenge, to keep moving forward, and to achieve a life that is extraordinary. The energy from your struggles becomes fuel, and the lessons from your failures become the blueprint for success, creating a life that is stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. Surrounding yourself with people who elevate your purpose is one of the most critical decisions you can make, because the people you spend the most time with directly influence your mindset, actions, and results. Every successful person in history will tell you that their environment and the company they keep played a pivotal role in their achievements. We are social beings, and we naturally absorb the attitudes, beliefs, and energy of those around us. If you surround yourself with people who are negative, unmotivated, or indifferent to growth, their mindset will slowly shape yours. On the other hand, if you align yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better, their influence becomes a catalyst for your own success. Choosing your circle is not just about friendship or convenience. It is a strategic decision that can accelerate or hinder your journey toward your goals. The first step in surrounding yourself with the right people is to identify those who align with your vision and values. It is not enough to simply be around people who are successful. You need people who share a similar hunger, dedication, and commitment to growth. These are the individuals who will hold you accountable, challenge you when you get comfortable, and celebrate your wins with genuine excitement. They do not tolerate mediocrity because they understand the value of striving for excellence. When you consistently interact with such people, their mindset becomes contagious. You begin to think bigger, act bolder, and approach challenges with a higher level of determination because their energy and commitment elevate your own. Being around the right people also provides inspiration and motivation during tough times. Life is full of setbacks, moments of doubt, and periods when giving up seems like the easier choice. When you have a circle of individuals who are equally committed to growth and purpose, they remind you of what is possible and push you to keep going when you feel like quitting. Their belief in you can help reinforce your own belief in yourself, and their experiences can provide guidance and perspective that accelerates your learning curve. By surrounding yourself with those who elevate your purpose, you create an environment that naturally fosters resilience, optimism, and perseverance. Moreover, the people you spend time with directly affect your habits and mindset. Human beings are remarkably influenced by the behaviors and attitudes of those around them. If you are constantly exposed to negativity, complacency, or fear, it can limit your potential and hold you back from taking necessary risks. Conversely, if you are surrounded by ambitious, driven, and purpose-oriented individuals, you are more likely to adopt their habits, embrace their mindset, and take inspired action toward your goals. Your circle becomes a mirror of your own aspirations, reflecting back the standards you want to live by. It is also important to recognize that surrounding yourself with the right people sometimes requires difficult decisions. Not everyone who has been part of your life will serve your growth, and that is okay. Letting go of relationships that drain your energy, diminish your confidence, or distract you from your purpose is not a sign of weakness. It is a necessary act of self-respect and strategic thinking. By choosing to invest your time and energy in people who elevate you, you create a support system that fuels your ambition, reinforces your commitment, and inspires continuous improvement. Additionally, surrounding yourself with people who elevate your purpose opens doors to opportunities that you could never access alone. Collaboration, mentorship, shared resources, and collective wisdom can significantly accelerate your path to success. Being part of a network of motivated and growth-oriented individuals allows you to learn from their experiences, gain insights that would take years to acquire on your own, and receive encouragement when challenges arise. The combined energy and intellect of your circle amplify your own efforts, making your journey more effective, focused, and impactful. Ultimately, the company you keep either propels you forward or holds you back. Surrounding yourself with people who elevate your purpose is not just a choice. It is a commitment to your own growth and success. By intentionally cultivating relationships with those who challenge, inspire, and support you, you create an environment where your potential can thrive. Their energy, mindset, and guidance become an extension of your own drive, helping you to stay focused, motivated, and unstoppable on your path toward achieving your why and living a life of extraordinary purpose. Committing to relentless consistency until your why becomes reality is the ultimate differentiator between those who dream and those who achieve. Motivation alone is fleeting. Inspiration comes and goes, and the excitement of a new goal often fades within days or weeks. The people who reach extraordinary levels of success are not necessarily those who feel motivated every day. They are the ones who consistently take action day after day, regardless of how they feel, until their vision is realized. Consistency is the bridge between setting your intention and achieving your outcome. Without it, even the clearest why or the strongest passion can dissipate into unfulfilled potential. Relentless consistency transforms ambition into tangible results, and it is the daily practice of persistence that compounds over time to create extraordinary outcomes. The foundation of relentless consistency lies in discipline. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. It is the refusal to let excuses, distractions, or temporary discomfort derail your progress. When you commit to consistency, you train yourself to act according to your vision rather than your mood. This mindset is critical because there will be days when energy is low, obstacles appear insurmountable, or setbacks seem discouraging. On those days, Consistency is what carries you forward. It ensures that every small step you take, every action aligned with your why accumulates into meaningful progress. Without consistent effort, even the most talented or motivated individuals will struggle to reach their full potential. Relentless consistency also involves creating systems and routines that support your goals. Success is rarely the result of spontaneous bursts of effort. It is built through structured, repeated action. By establishing daily habits that align with your why, you remove the reliance on willpower alone and create a framework that ensures progress even when motivation wanes. These routines could be as simple as dedicating time each day to learning, practicing your craft, or taking steps toward your long-term objectives. The key is not perfection, but persistence, showing up consistently and taking action, even when it is difficult or inconvenient. Each day of consistent effort builds momentum, and over time, this momentum becomes unstoppable. Moreover, committing to relentless consistency strengthens your resilience and mental toughness. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable. There will be failures, criticism, and moments when giving up seems easier than continuing. But when you are committed to consistent action, you develop the ability to endure hardship without losing focus on your goal. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to reinforce your habits, to recommit to your why, and to demonstrate to yourself that you will not quit. This unshakable consistency builds confidence, self-reliance, and the understanding that progress is achieved not through perfection, but through persistent effort over time. Consistency also compounds results in a way that sporadic effort cannot. Small actions, when repeated over time, accumulate into massive achievements. Each day you honor your commitment. You build skills, knowledge, relationships, and momentum that bring you closer to realizing your why. What may seem insignificant in the moment, an extra hour of practice, an intentional effort to connect with someone, a disciplined step toward your goal, becomes the foundation of extraordinary success when applied consistently. Compounding is the hidden force behind all great achievements, and consistency is the mechanism that activates it. Finally, committing to relentless consistency transforms your mindset and identity. By showing up every day for your why, you internalize the belief that you're someone who does not quit, someone who follows through, and someone capable of turning vision into reality. Your actions shape your character, and your character shapes your destiny. Consistency is not just about completing tasks. It is about becoming the person who naturally fulfills their purpose through unwavering dedication. In the end, relentless consistency is the ultimate commitment to your why. Motivation will fade, challenges will arise, and doubts will creep in, but your consistency ensures that progress never stops. By showing up every day, taking deliberate action, and refusing to be swayed by circumstances, you turn your why from a dream into a reality, creating a life of impact, fulfillment, and extraordinary achievement.